Hey, so I'm Lisa Collins.
And I'm Suds,
Today I'll be interviewing Suds on how to run a small business.
and I'll be trying my best to answer some of the questions.
You're your own boss, so is it all it's cracked up to be, or is it, a bit tiresome?
No, running a small business is an emotional roller coaster, and it may sound like a very cliche thing to say, but it really is, because every day you're tested to your limit. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to say, I'm making a living of doing something I believe in, but the costs are, every day has different challenges. Every day has different problems, but also every day has amazing rewards. You're doing something you believe in. You're doing something creative. You're working with people, which are my main passions. So, working with you sometimes. When she turns up to work on time,
I'm always on time. You always poison me.
No, that was only once. When did I poison you?
Gluten-free, dairy-free.
Well,
Today I wasn't poisoned though, so
Yeah.
good job.
No poisoning in the last 24 hours.
Okay, so you're talking about being your own boss, but what made you have that extra oomph to actually go out and do it?
It was really because I think, I was young enough and I was probably naive enough, and I was probably, sold by this idea of doing something by myself. And I always had this burning desire to set something up. Luckily, the company I was working for, they're very entrepreneurial themselves. My ex-boss, I'm still in touch with, and he's still, giving me a lot of advice. He's been instrumental in terms of giving me the encouragement, and he's like a role model in a way. Whether he may or may not have realized at that time, but I thought if I could, do this for these guys, I could do this for myself. And I think it's a bit of naivety, bit of confidence, bit of thinking, I can back myself and win. And touch wood, it's worked out okay so far.
Yeah, this isn't wood. This is plastic.
Exactly. Well, when we move to a real office, then we can
Touch
have wood
wood.
chairs.
We
Yeah.
can literally be like, yeah. All right then. So, not a lot of people do have that confidence in themselves to go out and actually start their own business. So, what would you say to the people watching this who want to, but don't exactly have the confidence to do it just yet?
I mean, there's nothing which says that you cannot do these things bit by bit, So let's say you work your 9 to 5. What's stopping you from doing something after work? Although, you will, there are a lot of, I think you have to be prepared to make a lot of sacrifices, especially if you're running a small business, because, you cannot, go out every day. You are your own boss. So if you go to work hungover, you're almost cheating yourself. But in a way, there's nothing which says, you cannot work after hours or evenings and weekends, where, all it takes is a laptop, a bit of creativity, talking to people and understanding what products or services that you want to sell are in demand, and actually just testing it. A website costs literally next to nothing to create, if you're watching this and you're a lawyer or you're a consultant and you wanted to do it, I'd give you, if you ever want to talk about this, I'm more than happy to actually talk to anyone who wants to go out on themselves, because it's very rewarding, but also you learn a lot about yourself. And I think someone said, running your own small business is the ultimate self-help book or growth thing that you can ever do, because you have to be disciplined, you have to be social, you have to never give up, and you have to be able to survive failures and act as if nothing has happened, and then keep going, really. So
say someone watching this right now has gone through a string of bad events at work and they haven't dealt with it in the best way they could, and they're now thinking of quitting their job, of quitting their dream. What advice would you give to them watching right now?
Tomorrow's another day, really, that's as simple as that. There's nothing wrong that you cannot fix, or or worse comes to worse, if you've exhausted all avenues, then just walk away. It takes a brave and courageous person to say no and to quit. If things are really that bad, then just stop it. But in reality, things are never as bad. 5 years ago, you may have had some disasters. You thought, oh my God, I'll never recover from this. But no, look at things from that kind of objective perspective. Think about 5 years from now, and you'd laugh at whatever situation that you faced.
So that's part of interesting content. It's obviously me.
Yeah, a lot of our passwords is
oh no, you can't give me Oh God.
We'll change them tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll change them tomorrow, right?